Well, hello. All right, we've got someone else that broke a record, I believe. And again, it's not Frankie McCoo, but here we go. He's going to introduce himself.
I'm Frankie, and I broke the 500 free record.
You did?
Yeah. I think I broke Chucky's record last year, and then this year I just broke that from last year.
This is true. Now, did you, so was there something special that you did in the 500? Was there something you were thinking about, or were you just trying to get out because it's a 500? You're just trying to get out of the water fast?
Honestly, I was just sort of focusing on just like race strategy and trying to maintain pace. And I feel like that's sort of important in the 500, just trying to like, when I got to the third 50, just trying to establish like a pace and sort of, you know, what I was doing with my strokes, and then just trying to maintain that. That was sort of just my goal for regionals.
So were you singing a different song this time? Like, did you change up? Maybe you were singing a different song in your head as you were swimming. Is that what the pace was? We had to mix up the
song.
No,
I just like, I think about, usually when I swim, it's just like, I'll go through like one verse, like just over and over again, because I can't really think about anything else. But no, I don't know what I was thinking of when I swim. I can't really remember after I've done an event.
Now, was there someone that you had to tell? Was there someone that you were really excited to tell that you broke the record, or you were like, yeah, I broke it before, no worries? Like, was there someone you had to tell, or no?
Well, after I broke it, I did text my dad, because I think because he told me that he was, well, of course, like we'll talk before, you know, I'll go to regionals or whatever, and he was there. But I didn't think he realized that I broke it, so I just sent him a text. So yeah.
And then did he text back, "That's good, thumbs up"? Did he at least
say? Pretty much. He liked the message.
Oh, he liked the message. He didn't even respond.
He didn't. I don't think he responded, but that's okay.
Now, is this some sort of bragging rights in your family? Did your because you had a sister that was, you know, I believe she was a pretty good swimmer, correct?
Yeah, and she swims at WVU.
Did you just like, hey, I don't know, did she ever break a? I don't remember seeing that.
Well, it's not really bragging right. Jacqueline's actually gotten extremely fast at WVU. She's doing really well. So if anything, she has the bragging rights, but I think, you know, I think we all, me and Jacqueline, like when we, you know, we're really supportive, and, you know, when we have good swims or bad swims, you know, we're always, you know, there for each other, but sometimes we definitely do like to, I don't know, compare ourselves, but that's, I don't know. I feel like that's just what siblings do.
That is what siblings do. That's what I said. Yeah. I know if I broke a record and my sister did not, I'd be like, I'm better than you. That's what I would have said. But that's me, and I haven't broken a single record, so I guess I can't do any of that. Now, so let's talk about, so do you think that some of this could carry over? Is there something that maybe you did in the 500 this time around that might carry over in the States, or are you just gonna just go?
Well, you know, every time I swim the 500, of course, you know, I have like a strategy and what to do. Because you can't, I mean, the 500 it's not really a distance event, but it also isn't a true sprint. It's sort of like a pace 200. So, you know, you have to be mindful of the first 100, 200 yards of your swim. or else, you know, you're going to fall off your splits, and it may be not the best feeling race you're going to have. So you just have to sort of think about what you're doing. And that's sort of just what I'm going to do at States. Hopefully at just like a faster level, because I think I was pacing like maybe 29 lows at regionals, but you know, I want to definitely try to be pacing 28 O's at States.
Now, did you contact any? I mean, I believe Preston broke, I can't remember. Preston did 200, 500. They're all the same event in my head right now. Did you, was there, he was the only one that came in mind. Is there someone that you, swimmer wise, because there were 16 records broken, was there someone that you contacted that said, hey, you broke a record, congratulations, I broke a record, now we're like the record breaking club? Like what, was there anything like that?
Not really, but I did see, I think on the Bridges Instagram page that Preston did break, I think the 200 and 500 record at the region. And I sort of talked to Preston through another swimmer at like brunch, but I didn't really talk to him about swimming. So, but yeah.
Now, if I'm looking correctly here, I believe at the state meet, you might be close to the 500 record at the state meet. Is that something that you have your eyes on? You don't have your, you don't care? Like,
well, yeah, it's something that I do have my eyes on. But I don't know. I'm sort of not sure, like if I'm there yet. I know it's a 436.6. I think it's a 436 high. But you know, we'll just see. I definitely am sort of happy that the state meet is a 2-day meet, because then I can get into prelims and sort of see where I am. And it doesn't put all that pressure on the one day like we had last year.
Absolutely. No, it's and the state meet record looks like it's 436.90. So yes.
Okay.
And last year, if there's a Frankie McCutcheon, 441.84. Now, oh gosh, I need to look at I don't even know what your regional time was. But yeah, so it's
I think basically it was a 452, yeah.
Oh, okay, but it was basically a 437. So it is possible, it is doable. So so yeah, so let's see. So did you get some sort of like reward? Did somebody like, I mean, your dad gave you a thumbs up message. It's like you get at least did you get at least an ice cream or a pizza or whatever or anything, or was it just like go back to swimming?
No, I didn't really get anything, but we did go out to dinner afterwards. And yeah, I guess I got my dinner paid for. So
there you go.
Oh well, we went the day after. So yeah, I guess I got a free dinner. So that was my reward.
Awesome. Now, what did your club coach? Were they like, a silent clap? Now go swim like 3,200 yards. Like, how did your club coach react to you breaking it?
Well, I talked to Coach Renee the next day, and we sort of just looked at my splits and looked at how I swam it. And she told me some like critiques, of course, of things I should look for while I'm training. And that was pretty much all. And she's always very supportive, of course, like, good job, like, and she gives good feedback on, how I can sort of take the next step and fine tune my strokes and everything.
So it sounds like it was good job, but you have 10 things to fix.
Sort of not. Yeah. I mean, it's always good to get stroke correction, because you're training and you're swimming and you don't always see things you're doing wrong. So yeah.
This is what coaches do.
Oh yeah.
That's it's what I do too. It's a good job. They come to me, they think they did amazing, and I was like, they did, but you still have to fix.
But you have this and that to fix. Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect. Well, I look forward to seeing it. We'll be rooting. I know it might be even a close little race at States. I look forward to seeing you swim, and I look forward to talking for 14 hours.
Oh yeah,
that's going to be a blast. I look forward to seeing your 500 and your 200. And I wish you luck at States.
Thank you so much. I'll see you on Thursday.
That's right. All right, we've got ourselves another record holder here. Could you please introduce? It is not Stephanie, of course. It is this is not Stephanie here. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Hey, I'm Jordan Klep from Parkersburg South. I am a sophomore.
You are a sophomore, and I believe you broke a record. Which record did you break over the weekend?
The 50 freestyle.
The 50 freestyle. All right. So what? Inquiring minds want to know, what did you do differently? Did you have a plan? Did you know you break it? Let's break that down in a lot of things. First of all, did you have a different plan that made you go faster this time?
Not necessarily. I saw the record before I swam and I knew it was doable. I just didn't stress over it. I was just like, I got to swim this smart and give it my all and just see what I could do at the end of it. And it happened.
It did. I didn't. Now, you are a sophomore, and so now you have a record. You've still got 2 more years to go. How does that feel? Just to be so, you have 2 more years left. You could. Is this maybe you're thinking, oh my gosh, maybe I could just break like 4 more regional records by the time I graduate, or like what is in your head?
I don't necessarily have any goals so far. I think I'm just excited to see where the next 2 years can take me. I'm not going to set my expectations way too high.
That is fair enough. Now, what is that moment? Was there a moment that you knew, like maybe in your race? I mean, of course, the 50 freestyle is like this, so it's really short. But was there a moment in your race that you felt like, man, I think this might be a little faster than I normally go?
It was surprisingly at the last quarter of the race that I was like, dang, this feels like the best 50 freestyle I've ever done. So I knew it was going to be good. I just didn't. I think that was like the first race in a while I never stressed over my time. So I think that was also part of it. So
now, was there someone that you had to tell first? Like, is there like someone like, I have to run to this person to tell them that I broke a record, or you just were like, eh?
I just came up to my coach, gave him a hug, and I mean, I think they announced it right after. So pretty much everyone knew by then. So I didn't really tell anybody except my grandparents. So that's it.
Now, do they buy you something nice? Did your grandparents buy you, anything good? Your parents buy you anything good for breaking a record? Or was it just like, oh, you got to break 5 more before we'll buy you ice cream?
And they bought me my meal after the meet.
Now, I'm looking on the record board here. Of course, nobody can see it. I'm looking at the Region 1 record, and I'm looking at the teams on here. There's Morgantown. There's Wheeling Park. There is finally a John Marshall entry, but so what I'm noticing is there's not a Parkersburg South entry on any of these records. Is that something that's kind of cool too? Like you're like one of the first Parkersburg South girls to like be on the record board that's held mostly by Wheeling Park and Morgantown, or is it just normal?
I think it's a really big eye opener, especially for like my team who are going to have like really good girls like coming up in the future. But I think it's a great, opportunity to be the first one up there from my school. So
we don't have to tell everyone to recruit. You'd be like, look, I'm going to be the first, but I need us to eventually have Parkersburg South take over the whole record board.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the new record record board. That's gonna be your new recruiting technique.
Yes.
So now that you've swam faster here in the region, do you think maybe that this might help you? Do you have like the same sort of goal whenever you're swimming the 50 and the 100 at states, or you're just gonna like not think about times? You're gonna try to focus on turns? What lesson can you learn from breaking this record that you could take to the states?
So as you know, for the 50, it's just kind of like how should I say it? It's just one little mess up can mess up your whole entire time. It's
Sure.
just an event that goes like that. So I just have to swim it like I did at regionals. We have fixed a couple of things such as tempo a little bit, so hopefully that'll help. But on the other hand, the 100, we have fixed a lot of things, so hopefully we're hoping to get a really good time in that event as well.
Well, that would be awesome. Well, I hope that works out. I feel like everybody's like focusing on tempo and stroke count, and that's when this is the time when you hear those words from your coaches. But I do look forward to seeing what it's going to look like at states. I will be calling it, so it'll be a good time. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
No problem. Now I'm joined with the Morgantown Relay. And they just wanted to get a little closer there. Hi, everyone. Let them introduce themselves, because everyone else was an individual. They're like the only relay here that broke a record. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Kate Blosser. I'm here just to student. I'm Delaney Householder.
All right, and I'm James Miller here. And so we want to talk about your record-breaking weekend, shall we? What are we thinking? So we broke our 200. Not only did we break the 400 freestyle record again, but we also broke the 200 freestyle record. So let's talk about your excitement level, or maybe just business as usual. What's your mindset about that?
We actually did the 2 medley instead of the 2 free.
Oh my God! Oh no!
But I think it was exciting. I think we went in with like the goal of trying to get as close to the region records or as close to the pool records or something, and that ballpark. So it was exciting.
Now, did you guys have like this is how we were going to break the record, or did you guys have a plan? Did you guys was there something that you guys told yourself? Was there a magical piece of advice that happened?
I think like before the relays, like we're just really good at like talking to each other and getting us all like excited. Like we just like, I don't know, just like think like positive things. It just like gets us all going, I think.
Now, so can you talk to all my other relays here and just be like, just give them a pep talk? Would that be something that you could do for everybody? Now let's talk about, so is the 400. So what's so for the 400 freestyle, were we extra motivated for that one, or did we? How did that record come about?
We were definitely motivated because we just had done it at OVAX. And we wanted to like do it again, so we were extra motivated. But yeah, we were also pretty tired because it was the end of the meet. It had been a long meet, especially, and there wasn't like an extra like warm down pool. I know that's like a luxury, but warm down pool. So I think we were like, just a little tired, but we took that in with us in more of a positive way. So. I don't know. We just try to stay positive for it. So.
Now I know whenever I have relays that I'm trying to get to a certain time, we all sit there and we all discuss like, hey, all right, if you drop 3 seconds here, you drop 2 seconds, you drop 1 second, you drop 4 seconds, we'll get that time that I want. Is that kind of what you all went in, or did you all collectively have a time goal for each of your splits, or how did that work out?
We don't have like a calculator out. Like, all go at least 55. Or something like that. Everyone goes 55.
So I think we're just trying to do like our OVAX.
Yeah, she's like a human calculator. Like,
Yeah.
she has us ready to go.
So you know what? So basically, what I'm hearing is that whenever I want to retire from Swimwv, you could do all the math stuff for me.
Yeah.
So what now are we? Does this make us? Did your coaches? Did they tell you all something, or did they? Was it like a silent clap, or you better have broken that record because then you broke it at OVAX? Like, what did your coach say? How did your coach react?
I think they were definitely. I don't want to say expecting it, but like they definitely wanted us to do it, but they're still proud that it was like accomplished. It wasn't like it's not even an achievement because like it's like you should have done it, but they definitely were still proud. And
Yeah, because like a record is a
a
record.
record is a record.
It is.
Yeah.
Now, did you contact your club team coaches and tell them, like, look, for some of those that you swim club, did you contact them and be like, hey, guess what we did today?
Well,
There.
Yeah.
So she was watching us swim. Yeah, my mom
It's her
is
mom.
our
Yeah.
club coach too.
She's a
So
parent,
she was a
so
parent.
she was there.
Yeah.
Now, was there like a first person that you had to hug, first person that you had to like, tell, because not everybody knows. Like if you're looking at a swim meet, sometimes you're looking at a heat sheet. I know when we had 4 records broken in our region, I had to be the one. It was so awkward. I had to be one to tell the official that the record was broken. Which was really strange. But did you? Was there like a certain person you had to tell first? Each of you had to tell first, or was it like, or did just everyone in that building already know?
The announcer at Brook, they announced it as soon as we got it, so they were like on top of it and knew.
Yeah. So I don't think we really had to tell.
Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous over there.
Yeah, they
Now,
were really.
What is this? Does this like make you guys even more excited for states, or is it just a big old step in the progression?
I think, yeah, I would say both. I feel like it's definitely like getting us ready, and we know that we're a very strong, capable relay. So
We still want to even do like even better at
Yeah.
state. So
yeah.
And I think too, last year I don't think we ever came close to those times before stage, so
Yeah.
it's definitely like promising for next week, but we still have to like not get overconfident obviously.
I think we're all looking forward to, sorry, like the competition at states, because I feel like we're just gonna do so much better when we're racing people with really similar times.
Now, with the states, currently you have like a 1 second lead. So does that like scare you a little bit? You're seated number 1, you got 1 second in the 400 relay. Does that scare you a little bit, or are you like really excited?
I think it's like both.
Yeah, I think we're excited, but we're also scared because we want to win, but there's a lot of strong teams out there. So. Yeah. I think it's good though too, because I think if we were ahead by so much, then
Yeah.
it wouldn't be as exciting, and we wouldn't be able to go as fast. I think like ultimately you always go faster when you're racing someone, so I think that's definitely a positive thing.
So what's the magic number? We all getting 50s? Is that what's going to happen at states? 50s?
We're all going under 50 this year.
Yeah.
All going 50. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. That's what if you all go 50, I'm going to be the one that you guys look at for inspiration, I'm sure. Well, I want to thank you all. I look forward to calling a good race, and I'm glad. And I hope you guys are excited because, being one of 16 records broken is pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, technically, it's 2 of 16 records. But that's still pretty good to do. Like, I know like right now we're all spoiled because all these records keep broken. And I'm really trying to like let the state know, like, this isn't normal. We don't just like break 16 records every year. Like, so I'm hoping the rest of the state that's not just swimmers will understand just like how cool of an accomplishment this is. So thank you all for coming on, and I hope you appreciate it. And I look forward to calling the state meet where hopefully you guys will give me a good race.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, hello, everybody. I have another record breaker here. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I'm Nick Lugo from Jefferson High School.
Well, welcome, and to the record-breaking podcast continuing. And we're going to ask a couple questions about your record, shall we?
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. All right, so you broke not one but 2 records at regionals. How does that feel?
Feels good. They were really unexpected. I was happy to get them.
Now, so you're only a sophomore, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you've broken 2 records, and you still have 2 more to go. Are you? How does that? What are you thinking about? How does it feel to have that happen?
Feels good. Still got some more things to strive for. Got more goals to accomplish and stuff.
More goals. Now, are you thinking about maybe taking over the record board at some point? Are we maybe keeping the same events and you just want to like get even faster? What are you thinking there?
I would like to expand in like 100 backstroke, stuff that I haven't swam yet.
All right. Now, so what were you trying to do differently this weekend? So you were you just trying to swim, or was there something that your coach told you? So is there something that you were trying to do differently to achieve your record this weekend?
I was really trying to work on my underwaters and have a fast hard dive.
And do you think you achieved your fast hard dive and your underwaters? Were you pretty happy with those?
Yeah, they were good. Hopefully get them faster for states.
Absolutely, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to if you're gonna keep up with your competition. Now, did your high school or club coach give you some advice that helped you, or did you just kind of come up with underwaters on your own?
Not really. It was just me, but I got a couple tips from my coach from Winchester.
And what were your tips from the Winchester coach? Did he say swim fast? Like, what did he tell you?
Swim fast, take your dress off, really go out there and race.
Now, when did you know that you broke the record? Could you feel it when you swam, or was it something at the end that you could tell that you broke it?
The race itself felt fast, and I was just glad to look up at the board and see that I got a record. It felt good. So
did you knew going in like what number you wanted, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't a surprise. Some people don't know. Some people look at the board and they're like, they don't even know that there's a record. They just swim fast. But you at least knew what the record was, and so that way you try to beat it. So
yeah.
Now that Region 2 record, so the 200 IM record, has been around since 2009. So what is your reaction to not only breaking it, but beating it by like a second and a half for a record that's been around forever? And it was from Fairmont Senior back when their 10-year dynasty ended, from Jonathan Turner, I believe. So how does it feel to not only break it, but break it by a second and a half?
Feels good. Hopefully I'm going to set more records like that. Just swim fast.
Now, the butterfly record, that was broken by good old Keegan Simmons from Jefferson, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, one of them he won a state title with. I don't remember. One of them I can't remember. I remember a lot of things. There's some things I don't remember. So does it make it even more special that, like, you broke a Jefferson person's record, but you are a Jefferson person, so it was, you kept it in the Jefferson family?
Yeah, it feels good to keep our name up there. Hopefully never let it fall.
Yeah, I'm hoping that you could have met Keegan Simmons. I think you would have liked Keegan.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure he graduated by now, but if you did graduate, he should have come up and visited you. Now, was there a first person you had to tell when you broke your record?
My Winchester teammates, we all like support each other.
Mhm.
Like they just had a regional meet. We all like said good luck and stuff.
And so when you talk about your Winchester, so you're talking about like your club team, right? And
Yes.
a lot of those club team people are swimmers that swim for other teams, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Just because not everybody knows what the Winchester team is, so I figured I'd let everybody know.
Yeah.
Now, were they all excited for you? Did they give you like high fives, or they were like, "We're upset that we didn't break it"? Like, what? How did that reaction go with them?
They were excited. They were saying good job, high fives and everything, just being good teammates and stuff.
Now, did your parents, did they reward you for breaking a record, or did they say, tough luck, we'll buy you ice cream whenever you break 6 of them?
They just let me go out with my team and went to Glory Days and sat with some friends and celebrated.
I love the Glory Days. That's like my favorite place. Now that you've achieved these times, we'll start with twofold here. The first thing is, do you have a time goal for states, or are you just trying to swim better?
It's kind of both. For the 100 fly, I want to go 51. It's just a goal time.
Mhm.
And for the 200 I want to like go 159.
I feel like for the 200 or the 100-yard butterfly, you and Henry will probably push each other.
Yeah, it's gonna be a close race.
I know. Yeah, you guys hopefully are. I know you guys have talked to each other, but you haven't talked to each other in a while. So hopefully you guys will be able to like push each other and see see what happens there. Now, is there a certain stroke emphasis that you're like? Are we focusing on a certain kick, a certain underwater, anything that might help you at states that you achieved at regionals? Is there certain things that you're going to do swimming wise that might help you?
Really throw the arms and have some strong, powerful kicks.
Gotta always kick. That's right. All right. Well, Nick, thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you at states. Like I said, I get to talk for 14 hours at least.
Yeah.
So either people are gonna get sick of my voice, which they probably do, or we'll see what happens. So look forward to seeing you. Race at states.
Yep. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
Yep. Good luck.
Well, hello. I have someone here. Also, I guess you're here because you broke a record as well. Could you introduce yourself?
I'm Alexis Ramsey, and I'm from Fairmont Senior High School.
All right. And what record did you break?
I broke the 200 IM record for Region 2.
Awesome. Now who had it before?
Caitlin Gardner. I believe she was from Jefferson High School.
She was. I actually know her quite well because I was kind of there for a little bit. Yes, very nice. Very nice. She swims for, I don't know. She'll listen to this and she'll yell at me later, but I can't remember. She swims for a college somewhere. I don't know, in Virginia somewhere. Anyway, not important. So let's talk about it. What was there something that you did? Was there some sort of technique you were trying, or was it just luck?
I get really nervous before I swim. It's similar to test anxiety. So I just have a clear mind, but definitely for the 200 IM, I wanted to focus on my breaststroke tempo because I glide too long. And so I wanted to focus on that, but everything else I just swam and knew what to do and just let my body go with it and just let my mind go blank and say, okay, I know what to do in this case.
Well, I think it worked out for you. What did you think that maybe the pool might have helped you out a little bit, or did you think, maybe it was maybe something else, or because you don't get to swim at Shepherd Pool very often?
Mm-hmm. This was my second year of swimming at the Shepherd's University pool. And I did like it my freshman year, and I did like it this year as well. It's just, I think it's just clear water. It feels smooth.
And well, yeah, I mean it's super smooth. Like when you go through it, and like it, you wouldn't think it would be as good as it is, but it's really nice, and everyone seems to have fast times. I know every time Fairmont Senior comes to Shepherd, their times are always really good. Now, was there someone that you had to tell as soon as you broke your record? Was there someone that was like had to know, or let's talk about that.
I think the first person that I told were my teammates, because they always ask of how I do and everything. And I just said, oh, I broke my own record. I yelled it out when I was out in the gym and everything. And I know my parents know, and I know my mom was screaming when I broke my own record. So I was very happy about that.
Now, did your coach tell you anything, or any of your coaches tell you like this is what you should do to get a faster time, or did you just or were they just like good job?
My coach, I swim for Mountain State Storm, which my coach is Tom, and he told me to he was the one that told me to do more on my breaststroke tempo, like speed it up more. So I focused on that, and he just said your first half of your tuner IM was great. It's just the second back half that I need to work on, especially on my breaststroke, and of course the freestyle, because that's where most people die at the end.
Absolutely. Now, what type of momentum do you think this might have, like for states? Do you think is your goal to continue that advice, or do you have something else that maybe we're gonna add to our IM that you're thinking about, or are we just gonna go swim?
Well, I'm definitely just gonna go swim, but
Sure.
I'm gonna keep it in mind with my tempo, probably definitely, or just work on my second back half of my tuner IM, and let other people push me, because I'm racing against the clock, not really so much the swimmers. I just let them push me.
And sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's good to like try to be with them. I mean, not always just try to beat them, because you don't want to be that person that like looks over and sees where they are. You don't want to be that person, but like sometimes it's good to have them motivate you, because sometimes swimming against fast people really help you get the time you want. Now, did you get a special reward for breaking a record? Did you like parents get you something? Did your coaches get you something, or what happened?
We went to Longhorse Steakhouse after. They just said you could pick anywhere, and I was like, I don't really care. And they just said, how about Longhorse Steakhouse? And I said, sure, that's fine with me.
Oh, so you ate a big old steak at the end.
I actually ate a hamburger, but it was really good. Both my parents got steak.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing you at States. I am going to be calling it. I do want to ask this. Did you now, because you're from like the closer to the Bridgeport area, were there other record breakers that you congratulated for breaking a record? Did they congratulate you? Were there other people like that you were talking to?
I haven't really congratulated them yet, but I am very proud of them, especially Randy and Preston Bennett. I'm very proud of them for breaking the records at their region meet, at their region 3 meet. And I'm definitely happy for Mara as well for breaking the school record, I believe, in the 100 breaststroke.
And she broke a region 3 record too. I just had her on.
She did.
So yeah, so that's why I said it's really awesome when like everybody could just like say, oh, congratulations, you broke a record. Usually it lasts for like 3 seconds. I mean, because usually it's like you broke a record, but now you gotta go swim again. You can celebrate at the end of the season.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. And like I said, I look forward to calling the state meet, and I'll be up there, and I will get to be able to tell Randy and everyone how proud you are of them whenever you see them there. All right. You take care.
Thank you. You too.
All right, we've got Isaac Anger here from Elkins High School. How are you doing?
I'm good.
All right. Well, apparently you might be. So you're a freshman, is that correct? So you're
Yeah,
a freshman,
freshman at
and so
Elkins High.
you now are the proud owner of a 100-yard breaststroke record in Region 3. Tell me, what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, that was it was pretty cool. It was a minute in the 100 breaststroke at regionals I got. And I know the guy who had it before me, so it was pretty cool. Luke Pentai, and he's pretty nice to me, so it was cool.
Did you like call him up? Did he give you like a handshake whenever you broke it, or did you? How did that? Was there like some sort of like calling up?
He's out of high school now. I don't know if he was there or not, but he was at Big Tens when a few weeks ago to watch me. But I don't know if he was at regionals or not. I didn't see him there.
Now talk to me about, so what's it like being, you're in 9th grade, you just came into the high school scene, and now you already have one record. Like, what is that feeling like?
It's pretty cool. I didn't really know I could get it until I actually did it there, but yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Was there something that you were trying to do in the breaststroke, or like, is there something your coaches told you, or something that you were trying to do that got you to below a minute, or not below a minute, right around a minute?
Yeah. My coach is really big on the turns I do. He always makes fun of me for them. So he said I had good turns, but I tried the underwaters, some different things with them, and then I had a good start. So it was just keeping the pace up with Matthew Smith, actually, who was right behind me the whole time, and he's pretty good.
Now, so do you think like at states, maybe we could get below a minute? Maybe you can get like a 59 something? Is there something in your head that might get you there? Or is there a certain goal that you're trying to get after this point?
My goal for states is under a minute. I got a 59.98 at Big Tens a few weeks before regionals. So I think I can do it, but I just have to be ready for states.
Now, was there someone? Did they announce it at the fancy pool? Because you swam at the bridge, right?
Yeah.
So did they announce it? Did someone tell you? Did like your coaches tell you? Like how did you know you finally broke it? I mean, I'm assuming you knew what the record was before, but did someone tell you that you broke it or not?
I knew they had a microphone there and they were announcing events and records broken during the meet. So I knew they announced it right as I hopped out of the pool. But I knew before what time I had to get. So I kind of knew when I finished and looked at my time.
All right, I'm hoping that like your parents got you like some ice cream or something good, or I don't know what you get when like your 9th grade freshman son breaks a record, but I hope they got you something good.
Yeah, we went to Top Gun, where yeah, and got ice cream after.
That's awesome. Well, yeah. I can't wait to see what you do at states, and hopefully you do get that 59, and maybe you might break a state record this year as a freshman.
Maybe. I don't know about that. Yeah, but.
Well, awesome. Well, I will see you there.
Okay.
Well, Well, hello. We've got one of our record-breaking swimmers here from regionals. We've got Preston Bennett from Buchanan Upshur. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So, so you broke the 200 freestyle and the 500 freestyle this weekend over. So tell me, what was your first reaction when you broke two records this weekend?
Well, that was definitely my goal going in, was to break both the records. The 500 I've actually had since my freshman year, and I've rebroke it every year. So that's good to see that, I'm getting better every year.
Yeah.
And then 200 free, I knew I broke it at Big Ten. Well, I guess you could say I broke it. I just have to do it at regionals. So I knew I could do it. It's just doing it, I guess, if that makes sense, just keeping that same plan and breaking the record. So I was very happy with my times and glad I could get both of those.
Now, did your coach give you like something? Did your coach know? Did you have to tell your coach at the end? How did that work out for you?
Yeah, so he came up to me at the beginning of the meet and showed me the record, and I kind of knew it going in because that was one of my goals for the year. So yeah, he just told me, he's like, go do it. So, that's kind of the advice he gave me. So
that's it. So I'm learning, all the coaches in the world, all you need to say for your summer record is go do it.
Yeah. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't,
Now, so let's talk about your 200 free record first. So you broke, I had to pull this up. So Andrew Boyles, that was from Notre Dame. That's who you broke. That was when Notre Dame had like Jake Presscorn, for all your history of all those people. That was when they had like a super good team. I think they were second place in the state that year or something like that. So that record's a little older. So was that something you had in mind since you were a freshman?
Not necessarily my freshman year, but last year I wanted to break it and I didn't get it. So I knew about it, and I definitely wanted to get it this year for sure.
Now, did your teammates kind of rag on you? Did they were like, when you didn't make it last year, did they kind of rag on you a little bit, and that kind of got you towards your goal, or did they? How did your teammates help you, or did they not help you at all for breaking a record?
They definitely were cheering me on. I wouldn't say they ragged on me or anything, but they definitely cheer me on and, kind of lift me up and get me ready to go. So a lot of credit goes to them too.
Well, sure. Now, so the 500 record, I'm just curious about this because you've had it since your freshman, you've broken it every year. So, yeah. Would there be a moment, like if you didn't break it one year, like would you have been upset with yourself? Like, I didn't break my own record. Like how does it, that's just so strange. It's a strange concept for me to understand. Like every year you break your own record. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So I guess, I don't know how to explain it, but I guess but definitely like looking at it and seeing that, because I think it was a 507 my freshman year, and then I went to a 501, and then I went to a 458. So definitely seeing like how much better I'm getting is a good sign, But I guess it's a good thing that I'm breaking every year. So I guess that's a positive. But I think I may be a little surprised if I didn't break it. I think I would be a little surprised.
Yeah, you'd be a little disappointed. Now, did your club? So I know your high school coach, he gave you the magical words of advice that says go do it. Did your club team coach, did they say anything, or did you just or did you call your club team coach up, or did we just ignore that? Or
my club coach definitely gets me ready with like a plan of how to swim each race. He helps me with that a lot. So he knew I could do it. I know I could do it. It was just kind of going with it, just executing the race. So
Now it looks like if I had to pull up, so everyone, I actually have notes this time, so I actually have to pull up, which are record breakers. So Frank McCutcheon, he also broke the 500 freestyle record in his region. Did you guys, like, as soon as your regionals were over, did you all call each other up and be like, hey, congratulations, break a record? No, you congrats. Like, how did you actually even know? Did you contact each other? How did that work out?
No, I didn't contact Frankie. I knew he'd definitely get it. Frankie's he's a great swimmer. He's a good guy, great swimmer, really good at the 500. And I'm excited to race him at States. It was a good time last year, and I'm excited to race him.
And if I'm looking now. Now he's got like about 6 seconds on you. So I'm hoping your club team and everyone has a plan on how you're gonna get closer.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on here. I appreciate it. And like I said, I'm really the reason why I wanted to do a couple of these is because when 16 records are broken, and I'm not sure if the rest of the state truly understands like what like 16 records broken really means, because that doesn't happen every year. Usually you're lucky to break one.
Yeah.
So when 16 are broken, I think it's a huge deal. So we're going to spend lots of time with all of you today. So thank you for coming on.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Well, hello, everybody. We've got another record breaker here. Could you introduce yourself?
I'm Mara Johnson from Bridgeport High School.
And what record did you break over the weekend?
I broke the 100 breaststroke record at the regional meet that I had broken my sophomore year, but I rebroke it this past weekend.
All right, well, let's talk about that, shall we?
Well, sophomore year when I broke it, had nowhere near thought that I would be able to, but the record had been previously held by Cassie Altman, who I trained with when I was little, and I was super ecstatic, and she was there when it happened, so that made it like even better. So I got to share it with her. But then junior year, obviously, we had a few months off with the COVID, and I was just like shy of the like a second off of the record that I had broke my sophomore year. And then so this year, going back into it, I was really, obviously I had like the thought, oh, maybe I'll be able to break the record, maybe not, in my head, but no part of me thought I was going to break it by as much as I did. Especially, I definitely didn't feel that great in the water when I did it. So I did not think I was anywhere near the record when I touched the wall, let alone breaking it by a second. I thought maybe I was going to go under 110 at States, but no part of me expected to be able to do it at regionals too.
Oh, well, that was about where my question was going to be to you. Like, what did you think you did differently? But I've noticed everybody else on here has been like, yeah, well, I really got further on my walls, or I did this. And you're just saying, you're like, you feel like you could have gotten like 2 seconds better.
We had definitely been working turns a lot recently. And I even talking with some of the like newspaper people, they had said my turns look faster than they usually do. So we've been practicing turns a lot recently, and I definitely think that had a lot of help with it. And I personally have been doing a lot of breaststroke during practice. Like if other people are doing freestyle, I'll do breaststroke instead, just to try to work it a lot more, because it's really been my main focus this year. But still definitely didn't think I was going to go that fast when I dove in the pool.
Now, did your coaches get really excited whenever you broke it, or was it like, all right, it's time for your next event? Like, how was their reaction?
Well, my dad is like my club coach, and he was helping run like the scorers table, and he so excited, like jumped out of his seat, so excited. My mom was in the stands crying. She was so excited. And then, but like my high school coaches, they were somewhat excited, but they were also like, Mario, like we have a 4x relay now too. So they were like, they kind of just were like, okay, relay time. But when I broke the meet record, I also rebroke my school record that I broke sophomore year as well. So they were like, well, she broke that record too, but it's okay because she's got to swim again.
Well, let's talk about that. So now I've never broken a record in my life. And there's probably a lot of people that have never broken a record in their life. So talk about like, what's it like? You're like, okay, just the way you're talking right now, which is kind of cool. It's really awesome. Is that like, oh yeah, well, I couldn't quite break my own record my junior year, but my senior year I broke it, and I broke it by a second. Was there ever a moment in time that you thought that these would be the words that you would say, like whenever you started swimming earlier?
Definitely not. I'm not gonna lie. Freshman year, I swam the 100 breaststroke at States and went a 112, and that was the fastest I had ever gone, and I was so excited about it. And our school record had been a 110.34, and I saw that record every day when I was at school, and I was like, you know what, that might be cool to like try to break someday, but never thought freshman year I'd be even that close to it, because before freshman year I had kind of hit like a nice plateau and wasn't getting much faster in the breaststroke, and then finally dropped time in it for the first time in forever and got super excited and was like, you know, by my senior year I want to try to break that record, just like a thought. And then sophomore year I turned around at regionals and was like 0.2 off of it, and I was like, oh well, maybe this isn't gonna be as bad as I thought it will. And then States sophomore year I turned around and broke the record during prelims, and I turned around and broke it again during finals, and it was just amazing, because the record was from 1999.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's probably one of the oldest ones. It was definitely one of the oldest ones to have been up on the board at our school. And then junior, I was like, maybe we'll try to go a little bit faster and break it again. But I had very low confidence in that happening, because we had been out of the pool a lot with COVID. Yep. I didn't get to work my breaststroke a whole lot because we had lack of pool time. And once we were back in the pool, we were just trying to get like back going again. So we didn't really have time to, like, once we got back in shape and back working it in the pool, we didn't really have time to just focus just breaststroke to get back going those times. And then I was still like within a point something of the time that I went sophomore year. So I was like, at least there's always next year. And then my goal for this year was to get close to a national cut, which is a 107. But like I tend to have low confidence in myself when it comes to my times, but still. And then at regionals, I went a 109, and I was like, oh my, not only did I break the regional record and the school record, I'm that much closer to making it to nationals as well.
Well, and let's talk about that. So you're about ready to swim States, and you're about ready to swim someone that swims pretty good in the 100-yard breaststroke, I believe.
Yes.
So Caroline and she has a 107. She got a 107. Yeah. So I think I talked to somebody else on one of these records. Do you think that, like, are you telling yourself, like, look, if I could just keep up with her, I'm going to get that record cut? Or I maybe not even trying to like beat her, but do you think like both of you are going to kind of push each other to get that national cut?
Me and Caroline have been racing since we were very little, and she has always been really good at the breaststroke. But I definitely am going to try to use her to try to push myself to get to that time. Obviously, she's gone like a 104 before, so if she goes that at States, I won't be surprised. But definitely, I'm gonna try to use her to push myself to get down to that time.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. It's like sometimes if you're like close to each other, you're trying to beat each other, but sometimes you're using that fast time to like push yourself. So I just think that's something neat. You never hear a basketball player like, hey, I need you to push me down the court with my shots.
Yeah.
Now, did you talk to anyone on your team? Like, are you and Randy, did you guys like did you guys kind of like joke with each other that like you guys just been breaking records all the time? Like, how does that relationship work over there?
Well, we don't really like point it out a whole lot. Just kind of keep it to ourselves. I feel like we're pretty good about not like flaunting it, I guess. So if we like say something, we'll probably just say it amongst each other, but it's really not a common topic. I'm not gonna lie.
Of course, it's like I don't think you just like bring up like, oh, I brought a record or something. Like,
yeah.
It's kind of a terrible thing to just break up.
It'll be like at practice the next day. Jan or Wendy will be like, I just want to congratulate Mara and Randy, and then we get into practice and that's it. So I definitely think that's good though, because if you like harp on it, then it's just, I feel like it doesn't make it as big a deal, I guess.
Very true. Very true. Now so my last question for you, you said your dad was there cheering you on, really excited. Did your dad like buy you dinner, buy you ice? Did you get something special after you broke your own record again, or?
I did get to pick where we went to eat. So we went to the Texas Roadhouse afterwards because I wanted rolls, but I did get to pick where we went to eat. So that was good.
That's awesome. That's what I would have done. I love the rolls there. I totally agree with you. All right, Mara. Well, thank you so much for joining me here today. And I look forward, you will hear me call the state meet. So I'll be up there cheering, screaming away. So
thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Well, we've got someone here that also broke a record from Bridgeport High School. We've got Randy Keener from Bridgeport. Welcome back.
Hey.
All right. So let's talk about, you finally broke 50 seconds in the backstroke. That's probably exciting for you.
Yeah, that's it felt like it was a long time coming. So I definitely had that in mind since I was 16. So
and now I looked at this and I don't know if you'll know this, but I looked at this up. So there was a time earlier in the season that you swam a 49 something in the 100-yard freestyle. So how cool is it to be able to swim your backstroke in like a time that you sprinted your 100 freestyle?
I really didn't know that. It's funny, but no, I guess I was slacking earlier.
And I do apologize. I had to get some notes out here. So yes, I just thought that I like finding bizarre facts because some people don't even think about that. Like some people.
Well, yeah, like oddly enough, like I remember my freshman year, I could like barely break a minute in the 100 fly, and this is like the first year that like in season my 100 fly has been faster than my 100 back, like just by a little bit. But like the fact that they were kind of like on the same like times, I was like that. Like I like if you told me that 3 years ago, I'd been like I can't even swim butterfly. So
now what was there something special that someone told you that you that made you do this, or was it like you just finally were able to do it? Was it the fancy? Was it a cool tech suit? Like what? How do you think these things happen?
I think I was just relaxed. I had a lot of like family things going on that week, so like swimming wasn't the focal point of my life, and so that Saturday I was pretty like low key. I was relaxed, and I just threw on an old tech suit, and I thought to myself, I was 50.2 at club meet earlier this year, like same situation, just like throwing on a suit and racing, and so I figured, like I was 50.2, I've trained 2 more months, so why 49 should be possible. So I was just kind of relaxed and thought I could do it, and did it.
Now, so it looks like your pool over there at Bridgeport and there must be something magical in that water, because you guys did swim this at the bridge, right?
Yeah, we swam at the bridge.
And this is a disclaimer to Berkeley County. Yes, I am going to say this. Bridgeport has a really nice facility, and Berkeley County still doesn't have one. Yeah. So, yes, I am jealous, and Berkeley County should have one. But on top of that, do you think some of because you guys broke like 6, I think there was 6 records broken in that pool. Do you think some of that has to do with like the new facility, or is it just everyone just was super focused?
I always hear people saying like, oh, this is a fast pool, this isn't a fast pool, and I think pools that like make them faster or whatever, like scientifically, but like so I think people just like to make up excuses whenever they go to other pools and stuff like that. I just think that it helps that we have a warm down pool. That's probably like the biggest reason why we were able to break some of those like later on in the meet. So like like breaking a medley or like a 2 free, like that's warranted because you're fresh. But by the time you get to the your 3rd swim, and if you don't have ample time to warm down, warm up, you're not going to drop as much time or have some of those times that you would at a pool with a warm down pool. So I think rather than the pool being fast itself, I think just having the 4-lane opportunity to warm up and warm down freely is more important.
Oh, so you guys have a warm-up pool over there. That must be even.
Yeah, it's like 4 feet deep, and it's just 4 lanes. It's like really warm. It's like where they do water aerobics and like
Huh.
swim lessons and stuff. So yeah, it's like right behind the blocks.
Huh. Oh, one time I'm going to go over there and I'm going to see this magical pool at the bridge that I've never seen. Now, was there someone in particular? Was there someone that you had to like point to the stands and say, "Hey, I broke a record," or is this just another day, another time? Like, what was there someone that you had to see and had to tell, or no?
I mean, like in the water, I like to find where my family was sitting, and I just like smile at them because we had a pretty tough week. But other than that, like I don't like going around telling people that I broke a record. Like I don't know, I think that sounds like really arrogant. So I just if people notice, they notice. If not, I'm just gonna go about my day, and I know what it's worth. So
now, are you thinking about? I know you've been thinking about at least the IM, or not the IM, at least the backstroke at States. Like you finally got that time that you were trying to break that backstroke record ever since you were a few years ago. Is that something that's in your head that's like, ooh, I could do it twice?
I don't know, like I just want to go faster. If I would to go 50 point, I'd be very disappointed in myself, even if it was under 50.8, because I was 49.8, like on a little bit of rest, unshaved, and in an old suit. So like I think I have every opportunity to go faster than 49.8. So if I could go faster than that, I'll be pretty happy. But
let's go to 48, man. Let's just
yeah. I didn't want to just throw it out there, but yeah, I mean, I think I have the opportunity. I think I have the legs to do that right now. So
that'd be awesome. I mean, I'm just saying that I don't have to swim the race.
Like
I just
it
call
was a legit, like I think I have, if like my splits are like really close together, like I was like, man, I should have taken it out faster. But then like you never know. Like that's the most efficient 100 backstroke I've had like ever. I was like 8 strokes, 8 strokes, 8 strokes, 10 strokes. And I mean, like I had really great underwaters and stuff like that. So I know Thursday I'm going to try and take it out a little bit harder and see what that feels like. And then if it doesn't feel good, I'll probably just revert back to a similar race plan of what I had for regionals. So
that's awesome. No, 8 strokes is good. That's a good goal. Now, what about the IM? We talked a lot about the backstroke. What about the IM? So, was that something that you were just as excited about? Was there one that you were more excited about, or is the IM record kind of cool to have? Is there one that was was there one more special, one more surprising?
I was very surprised I went 153. Like I thought like 154 was pretty cool. That was kind of like in my head. I was like, yeah, I could probably go 4 high. But I ended up going 3 high. So I was like, it kind of threw me off a little bit. But I don't think this one like more special than the other. I think that obviously the backstroke has a lot more significance, like statistically, than the 2 IM. But I mean, they were both best times, so I can't complain with either. The IM felt like really connected though. I had like some little turn issues and our breaststroke was a little bit weird at the end, but no, I mean, I went out really easy. Like the 4.2 felt really smooth and easy, and I came home really, really well. I've never come home that fast before. So
now what about the rest of the did you and Preston and Mara and Isaac, did you all just like high five each other at the end? Did you guys get like a state record or a regional record breaker picture? Like how did that work with the other record breakers?
Well, me and Preston train together every day. Like he swims in my lane, club practice. So, me and him were just kind of, like obviously like it's neat, but we weren't going to regionals to go break records. It was just like part of the progress. So, I'm sure he was pretty happy with how his 2 free like felt, and he liked how he split it. And this 500, he was like, oh, I fell off a little bit at the end. And it's just talking about that. It's like, well, you rest a little bit more, it won't be that big of an issue. But yeah, me and Preston are just kind of hang out. I'd like to think, yeah, we're pretty good friends out of the water. We text each other pretty often. Isaac's really quiet and shy, and so I always tell him good job. I think I had some seniors my freshman year that always they told me little things that I could work on, and so I'll if he has any questions or anything, he can reach out to me and talk to me about them. I just want to see everyone do well. And he's one of those, he's one of breaststroke, so he's not in my realm of events. Yeah, kudos. I've never been 59 before, so whenever I saw him do that Big 10, I was like, wow, and his breaststroke looks so smooth, it's unreal. But
I can't wait to see it. I haven't seen it. I'm really excited to see it. I'm going to tell him that whenever I see him, and whenever I talk to him. I'm really excited to see a sub-minute breaststroke. I think I've only ever seen it once, and that was Majester, and then that was very short-lived.
Last year, Ian and Luke both went 9.4s, 59.4s at States. So yeah, but yeah, no, he is a beautiful breaststroke. So.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you again at the States, and then we'll probably talk again there, and hopefully we'll see your name on the record board at States as well with a bunch of other people.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, well, hello everyone. I've got another record breaker. Oh my gosh, I got another record holder here today. Who can you introduce yourself and say who you are?
My name is Maddie Foster, and I'm a junior at Winfield High School.
All right, well, welcome. So let's talk about it. So I believe you broke a record over the weekend. Can you tell everybody which one you broke, and then we'll talk more about it.
I broke the 2 free, and I won a 154. I don't know. I can never remember the milliseconds, but that's the main gist.
Yeah, you won a 154. That's all you need to know. Now, was there something? Let's talk about it. So, was there something that you did differently? Was there something that your coach told you? What happened that made you? By the way, it's 154.94. I was looking it up for you.
Okay, thank you.
Was there something that your coach told you that made you go faster? Was there something in particular you were focusing on? How did that record come about?
Well, I honestly didn't really, when I hit the wall, I didn't know I had broken it, but I just tried to focus more on my underwaters, I think. I guess that's the main thing.
Well, yeah, and and that is the important. Was there something in particular that with the underwaters you were thinking about? Because were you trying to go further? Were you trying to do something special with your kick? Were you trying to not do any? Nah, just kidding. Not do any isn't the what were you specifically trying to do?
I was trying to go further than I usually do, because my idea of it is the farther I kick, the less I actually have to swim. So the less energy I use. So I think that helps.
And now if I'm looking here, do you know who broke the record before, or who had the record before you?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she went to my school.
Good.
Sorry.
Oh, no,
He told one of the meet officials told me whose record was right after, but my memory it's so bad. Oh, Alyssa.
You don't know who this person was. It was in 2016. It was Alyssa Rittinger. you don't remember. So how cool is it that you go to Winfield, and then you broke someone's record that is from Winfield? So the fact that Winfield still has the record, how does that feel?
That's exciting. It's always exciting when someone from your school gets a record. I have a teammate who was on here last time we talked, who also got a record. So that's really exciting.
And who was that teammate?
Abe.
Yeah, he got a school record, didn't he? He did.
Yeah.
You got a school record. That's awesome. I just now was there someone who was the first person that you had to tell that you broke a record to? 'Cause I'm assuming you know, and was there someone that you had to tell first?
I think I probably told my sister first, maybe.
All right.
I don't know. Maybe, okay. So I think my mom probably told my grandparents because they were the first to like be like, congratulations. And I was like, thank you. But I usually tell my sister pretty much everything, and she's usually like the first person I tell stuff to. So
Now, did you get like a nice did your parents or anyone, grandparents, did they give you a nice little gift like an ice cream or something that says, here's a congratulations for all your hard work, your name's down on a record board? Did you get something special there?
no, I can't. But after the meet, a group of the team who wanted to go, we all went to Fireside out to eat. So that was kind of like a little celebration after the meet. So that was fun.
That's nothing says I broke a record. Like, is it Fireside Subs?
Fireside Grill. It has like just your generic American type food. So
now, so how do you think how do you think this helps going to states? Do you think you have even more goals of going further now that you've told yourself I could go farther off my walls, and you did, and you got a faster time? Is there some sort of goal now that you have for states that you're trying to focus on?
I'm just kind of want to drop time in my events, and also I'm just hoping that our relay, like we've been working really hard, so I want to drop some time in that too. And I don't really have like any specific goals, but my 2 free time at the meet was only 1 second off my best. So if I go, my goal is to go under my best, basically.
All right. Now, did you talk to any of your club coaches or anything about you getting a finally being on the record board, or do they just say, all right, well, we're gonna come here and you're gonna swim? Like, how did that work?
I think they were just like, good job at the meet, you did really well, and then let's get back to swimming.
That's well, I look forward to seeing you at states. I will be calling the meet. I will be calling the state swim meet. So you'll hear me say all sorts of things on there. And good luck at states, and I look forward to seeing how you swim.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Well, hello. We have someone from George Washington. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Ashley Wilcher. I'm a junior at George Washington High School, and I've swam all 3 of my high school years.
Well, welcome. And today we have you on because I believe you did something special over the weekend. I believe you broke a record.
I did. I broke the 50 freestyle record.
Now, so was there something you were thinking about? Like, how did that happen? How did you end up breaking your record? Was there something you told yourself, or you just did?
Well, I think it was a lot easier knowing that it was actually my record previously, because it's one of those things where, you get better over time, and I've worked so hard this season, and I just knew that my times were going to add up to put me in a better spot than I was last year.
Now, so you swam the 50 and the 100, is that correct?
Yes.
So this one, you broke your record by 7/100ths of a second. And then your 100 freestyle, you just missed out by 8/100ths of a second.
Yeah.
Is there like some sort of like, oh my gosh, I wanted both of them? Or was there just something in your head like that's a different, or was there one that you wanted more than the other?
No, not really. I kind of try to focus my swims like off of the record breaking. I just feel like I swim better that way, and it's a lot less pressure to, be going into a race and know like, hey, it's okay that you don't break this record. Like, not every single swim is going to be that outstanding performance. And I think it's just a lot easier, and it's a lot easier on myself and the pressure on the team, at least, to just go in with the mindset of, if I break it, I break it. If I don't, I don't. It's not the end of the world. I have next year. I can get it next year. It's just, I just don't think it's that big of a deal.
Now, was there someone that you had to tell first, or was there someone that whenever you broke it that had to be the first person to know?
Actually, yeah, I think, well, on the previous Splashcast that you had with all 4 of us girls, you said that my dad was my swim coach, and that is correct. And I think the past couple times that I've broken records this season, I've always kind of like turned, and when I finished, I look up at the board and I'm like, oh shoot, I broke the record. And I always turn and look towards him, because it's just so like, I can see his face, like I can see that he's proud and like he's happy that I broke the record. And it's such like a, like, I don't know how to explain the feeling, but it's just like in that moment, like you broke the record and like you're looking towards your coach, who's also happens to be your father. And it's just like pure, like 5 seconds of joy. And then you get out of the point, you're like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like,
now, did you have other like, did you contact all the, I mean, because there's plenty of record breakers across the state, some even in your event. Did you have any contact with them, congratulate them from any other regions or even in your region?
Well, honestly, not really. I don't really keep up with any of the girls from like around the state until we get around state meet. You know, like I have them on social media and everything, but we're just not all that close, just probably because we're so far away.
Sure.
And really the only one from a different region that I'm really close with is probably Cameron Zuliani. She, whenever I swam for Kraken, she was like one of my best friends. She was at every single meet. And we don't talk as much as we used to, but I think that she's always someone that I've kind of like reached out to and been like, hey, how did you swim? Like, you did so good at this meet. But I mean, I obviously track all like results. I think a lot of people do, but I just don't really, you know, to me, it's like, I'll see them in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I can say, you know what, like, congratulations on this, congratulations on that. Because to me, it's more genuine in person.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, I would rather be in person than over a text. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, you gotta congratulate them. You don't do it like if it's like, for example, I think Jordan broke it in the 50 free. Obviously, you're not congratulating her when you swim against her, but you congratulate her anytime before or after, right?
Actually, no, I will congratulate her when I swim against her. I remember my freshman year when I swam the 50 free against Kaden Svensson, and she won and I got second. That was actually the first time that I had ever swam under 25, and I actually got my national cut. And we were in the lanes beside each other, and I just remember going up to her before the event started, and like, you know, her seat time was I think in the 23s, and I knew, I was like, you know, because I'm really good at chasing people in races. I mean, not to humble myself, but I am like outstanding at chasing people. That's one of my favorite things to do. And I knew that if she swam her 23 and I chased her, I would get my cut. And that's all that event really meant to me. Like for the past 2 years, I was trying to get that cut. And I walked up to her and I was like, you know, I really want to get this national cut. It just means so much to me. And I remember we finished and I looked up at the board and I saw that I got my national cut and that she won. And she looked at me, and before anything, because she, I don't think she could see very well. She looked at me and she goes, "What was your time?" She didn't even ask what her time was or anything. She just goes, "What was your time?" And I just looked at her and I said, "I got it." And then she just like came over the lane line and gave me a big hug. And I think that really taught me that, you know, even if we do swim against each other, we still congratulate each other because we're all just friends. Like the placing doesn't really matter. We're all just happy for each other no matter what.
That's awesome. That's actually very true. Most people don't know that. So that's
and we're not like arch enemies or anything.
Sure.
We still like each other. I think that's a big, a lot of people that don't swim, they ask me that. They were like, well, you know, because I posted I can't remember where I posted the psych sheet for states, but someone slid up on my Snapchat story and was like, oh, are you like are you saying anything to these girls that are seated in front of you? And I was like, no. Why would I
Absolutely
them?
not.
Like, they're my friends. Like, I don't understand. And they're like, well, you don't like them, do you? And I was like, no, I actually do like them a lot. Like, they're some of my closest friends. But yeah, that's just a lesson I learned, that your competitors can always be friends, no matter what.
Well, plus, even if you did like them, you don't want to give them any more motivation to beat you.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's like the biggest thing is, if they hate me, then they want to beat me even more than I want to beat them. Like,
exactly. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you and your relay and your team at States here before we even know it. So thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.